Okay, and lastly from section 5.5, when we did polynomial long division, let's go ahead and work through this polynomial long division and then determine whether x minus 1 is a factor for number 10. So remember, if something is a factor, your remainder will be equal to 0. So that's what we're really asking when we're asking, hey, is that guy a factor? So when we set up our long division, our number polynomial inside the box is always the long one, and the one that we're dividing out always goes outside the box. So we've got x to the 5th plus 7x to the 4th minus 6x cubed minus x squared. And then don't forget, just like with synthetic division, if we are missing one of our x's, so we're missing x to the 1st, we still should include it so that we don't end up with the wrong answer. We need to include that 0x term because it's really there and it really exists. And then we're dividing by x minus 1. So now what we do is we ask ourselves, okay, what do I have to multiply x by, only over our first term of what we're dividing out? What do I have to multiply x by in order to get x to the 5th? Well, I need to multiply by x to the 4th. So I take that x to the 4th and I multiply by my entire polynomial. So x to the 4th times x, I have x to the 5th. X to the 4th times -1 is minus x to the 4th. Then don't forget we are subtracting always. X to the 5th minus x to the 5th, they cancel out. 7x to the 4th minus -7x to the 4th, 8x to the 4th, and I bring down that minus 6x cubed. Now what do I have to multiply x by in order to get 8x to the 4th? I need to multiply by 8x cubed. 8x cubed times x gets me 8x to the 4th. 8x cubed times -1 gets me minus 8x cubed. And I subtract 8x to the 4th minus 8x to the 4th, they're gone. Negative 6x cubed minus negative 8x cubed, that's plus 8x cubed. So I have a positive 2x cubed. And then I bring down that minus x squared. What do I multiply x by in order to get 2x cubed? Well, that would be a 2x squared. 2x squared times x, I get 2x cubed. 2x squared times -1 minus 2x squared. And I subtract. My 2x cubes cancel. Negative x squared minus negative 2x squared gives me a positive 1x squared. I bring down that 0x. And then I say, okay, what do I have to multiply x by in order to get me x squared? Well, that would be another x. X times x, I get x squared. X times -1 minus x. And then I subtract. X squared minus x squared cancels. 0 minus negative x is a positive x. I bring down that minus 1. Hey, what do I multiply x minus 1 by in order to get x minus 1? A positive 1. Now, when I multiply that 1 through x minus 1, I subtract. Everything cancels. My remainder is 0. So my final answer is x to the 4th plus 8x cubed plus 2x squared plus x plus 1. And my other answer is yes, this guy is a factor. Then for number 11, I have the same exact thing. So x plus 6 goes outside my box, inside my box, 2x cubed plus 8x squared minus 6x plus 11. And I ask myself, what do I multiply x by in order to get 2x cubed? Well, I have to multiply by 2x squared. So I put that directly above my other x squared. And I say 2x squared times x is 2x cubed, 2x squared plus 6, or times 6, excuse me, is 12x squared. And then I remember to subtract. 2x cubed minus 2x cubed, they're gone. 8x squared minus 12, negative 4x squared minus that 6x. What do I have to multiply x by in order to get negative 4x squared? Well, that would be negative 4x. Negative 4x times x, negative 4x squared. Negative 4x times 6, minus 24x. And I subtract. Those cancel. Negative 6x minus negative 24x gives me a positive 18x, right? Negative 6 plus 24 is 18. And I say plus 11. Now, what do I have to multiply x by in order to get 18x? Well, that must just be 18. 18 times x is 18x. 18 times 6 is 108, and it's positive. But then I subtract 11 minus 108. negative 97. Now, I can't multiply x by anything and get negative 97, so that's my clue that this has to be my remainder. So I have 2x squared minus 4x plus 18 plus negative 97. We throw that remainder over what was outside the box, what we were dividing out, x plus 6. So that is our final answer, and since we have a remainder, is that guy a factor? Nope, sure isn't. And our last problem asks us to try polynomial long division in the context of a word problem. Now, if we're talking about the volume of a box, well, volume of a box is length times width times height. They give me the length, right? So I know that I should be able to take that length, x plus 5, and multiply it by my width and my height that I'm looking for, and I should get this polynomial. Well, just like normal, if you know, oh, my volume is 50 and my length is 5, well, you would want to divide it out to help you determine the width and the height. So we're going to do polynomial long division, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. So outside my box is x plus 5. Inside my box is x cubed plus 19x squared plus 118x plus 240. What do I have to multiply x by in order to get x cubed? Well, that would be x squared, and I multiply it. X times x squared is x cubed. X times 5 is positive 5x squared. And I subtract. My x cubes cancel. 19x squared minus 5x squared. 14x squared, bring down that positive 118x. What do I have to multiply x by in order to get 14x squared? That'd be 14x. 14x times x, 14x squared. 14x times 5, that's going to give me 70x, excuse me. And I subtract. Those cancel. 118 minus 70 gets me 48x. Bring down that plus 240. I must have to multiply by 48, right? 48 times x gets me 48x. Thankfully, 48 times 5 is also 240. So when I subtract, I have a remainder of 0. So this means that if I take my x plus 5 and I multiply by this x squared plus 14x plus 48, that gives me my original polynomial. Well, I know this is my length, and I know together this is my width times my height, because that's the only option left. So let's see if I can break down that polynomial further, and in fact I can. It's factorable. So I need two numbers that multiply to 48 and add to 14. That's 6 and 8. My signs are the same. They're both positive. So I have x plus 5 for my length, and x plus 6 is maybe my width, maybe it's x plus 8. It doesn't really matter as long as we recognize that x plus 6 and x plus 8 are my length and my width, or excuse me, are my width and my height. In either order, it doesn't matter. So know that we can use polynomial long division. It is helpful, and as we're working through these problems, we're going to even find another way how to do them when we come back and do section 5.5 day 2. So look forward to that.